What's good, everybody? This is Arctic, and welcome to another episode of Modified Sprites. This episode's about VORAH, specifically from Mortal Kombat 11. So as a base, I use Sheeva from classic Mortal Kombat 3. So as you can see, I'm erasing a lot of the hair and just refining some of the skin, just trying to get it to look bald. Because as you know, VORAH doesn't have hair, and the whole point of this is to be as accurate and true to the reference as possible. So as you can see, I'm turning a four-armed Sheeva into like a regular two-armed humanoid. Humanoid. um, yeah, I'm working on the arms here. I'm isolating it and putting it in a new layer. I moved it up a little bit, and as you can see, the hand is still present on the base. So I ripped another Sheeva sprite and placed it over the thigh area just to kind of cover up any of the semblance of the hand. So I went over it, made a second layer, then I got rid of the excess. And from here, I'm adding more shadows with the burn tool. Now I'm adding some highlights with the dodge tool. Very useful. And once again, I will emphasize that I love photopea.com. It's like a free online version of programs, photo editing software such as Adobe's Photoshop. So yeah, it's a great tool. I recommend it to anyone who wants to get into digital art. I mainly use it for sprite editing, but I've made other pieces of digital art with it as well. So check it out, photopea.com. Anyways, back to the subject. So I'm colorizing Sheeva right now in a hue shade similar to VORAH's. So I'm tweaking it, and 50 saturation, -20 brightness. The hue was 46, I believe. So at this point, I'm just patching it up with the pencil tool to make it look like she's not wearing anklets. I want it to look like her skin or exoskeleton, since she is like a insectoid, like humanoid insect hybrid. Yeah, I always thought VORAH was a very interesting character when I saw her in MKX. I still can't believe that they used her to kill off Melina, but you know, I'm not all against it. I like Melina a lot, but you know, once in a while, these characters gotta die and not show up in the same games over and over again. I think Midway knows this too. Like they can't have the same character every time. But it's awesome the way they kind of like broke it up, and we have good character selection in 11. MKX had some great characters too, like the horror movie classics, Jason, Leatherface, Alien, and Predator. Also enjoyed Freddy Krueger. Stay tuned and subscribe to this channel. I'm definitely gonna do those horror movie characters in the future as like a October month-long tribute, you know, to Halloween. It's my favorite holiday. Let me know in the comments if you guys love Halloween as much as I do, or if you have a different holiday you prefer. Okay, anyways, I'm making the clothing that VORAH has. I'm starting with a similar base color, like a bluish gray. And I made another layer. I'm just drawing on the hood, trying to get it as accurate as I can. You will see later on in the video that I'm going to add a little bit more to the hood because it's still not in the right shape. But that's the thing with these pieces of digital art. You you add like the rough skeleton, the basis, foundation, and then as you go along, you like start adding more touches and refining it and just improving the overall composition. Okay, so here I'm noticing her hand is like She has like this like claw kind of pose with her fingers. And as you can see, it looks pretty bad right now, but I'm just kind of playing around with it. I usually have to go through like 2 to 3 iterations before I'm satisfied with it, and it's pretty convincing to me. But like I said, I'm not perfect. I'm just creating this channel just to kind of show what I have, and, you know, to get some constructive criticism, some good feedback. And I appreciate any feedback. It helps me improve. So as you can see here, I'm lengthening the bracers or arm wraps, whatever you want to call those. Just touching up the torso so it doesn't look like she's wearing an outfit. I'm gonna smooth it out. So I selected it, and then I did an inverse selection, and that can be done in, I think, select, that tab up there that says select. So I'm doing highlights with the dodge tool, and then with the burn tool I'm doing the shadows and like darkening this area. She has like a torso that opens up, and like it's like a birthing chamber, like lets out some nasty ass like caterpillar fucking slug bug larva looking thing. Yeah, just insects in general give me the creeps. So I think the VORAH is a very good Mortal Kombat character, and that she has like some really gruesome fatalities. Here I'm darkening and desaturating some of her body. As you can see in the reference photo, it's not perfectly all yellow. There's some like dark grays, light grays, some gray yellow, some gradients in between. So I'm looking at the reference photo and just trying to like get the patterns correct in the right spots. So I'm really paying close attention to the chest, the pecs right now, and I'm just all over the place when I make these drawings. Sometimes I'll focus on an area and I won't finish, and then I'll go on to another area just because you know, it catches my eye and it gains more interest. So you'll see me going back and forth in between different parts of her body. Okay, so here I am. I'm adding some yellow to the pec area because, as you can see in the reference photo, it's not perfectly grayscale. There's some in-between colors. You know, I'm lighting them, trying to give them more realistic shading. And you'll see me going back and forth between the reference photo I have from in-game and highlighting and darkening specific areas. Then I'm zooming out and zooming in, you know, just kind of comparing them. I didn't like where the hand was, and then I moved the bracer to you know, to be in connection, anchored with the arm properly in the right spot. So here I am, I'm adding more clothing, more material to the she has like a hood, like a sleeveless jacket basically. Yeah, it's very interesting, and I think it's a pretty cool design in my opinion. Netherrealm, aka Midway, you know, the creators in Mortal Kombat, they always had great costume designs, and I really got to give them kudos for, you know, brainstorming and imagining all these characters, and then, you know, making them look a certain way. Back in the old games, you know, their funding and execution was very good, but nowadays with 3D, the possibilities are limitless and much easier to gain a hold of, so costumes became a lot more intricate. As you can see here, I made a mistake and I put gray in the wrong layer, So that's what you see me doing, adding an extra layer and pasting it in the proper layer. So I separate it by without clothing and then with the clothing. So you'll see two versions of this sprite at the end of the video. So now I decided to work on her shoulder, which is like a beehive, hornet nest kind of deal. There's like big holes, and it also has like an organic shape, so it's not perfectly circular. So here I am, I'm adding the holes first against a very bright gray. Actually, it's like a medium gray backdrop. Making one of the holes really big and then the other one's around the same size. Now I'm adding some dark lines with the burden tool, just kind of differentiate the patterns. You'll see me come and brighten the pieces up. Oh, so right here I'm using the pencil tool. Even though it looks a little bit cartoony at this point, I'm gonna further blend it and add more contrast to the holes and a little less to the dark gray, bright gray, just so it like kind of looks more realistic. So I see here, I'm using the burn tool, and now I'm adding some backlight to it, so it looks like the light's coming down at an angle from behind. Most Mortal Kombat sprites have this similar lighting, just so everything looks like it's supposed to be there. So that was very brilliant on the design team. Yeah, Tony Goski and Daniel Baran and John Tobias and Ed Boon really did a lot of sprite work and Photoshop work. Actually, not Ed Boon. I think his brother. I forgot what his name was. But yeah, Ed Boon was a programmer. So you'll see me on Discord there for a second. Anyways, selecting, inversing the selection, and then just adding some brighter spots so it kind of pops out more and it doesn't look so drab. I'm also making sure to make it splotchy and not connect completely, so that there's some divots, some cracks here and there. It makes it look more organic in my opinion. And then once I've added these highlights and I'm satisfied, you'll see me darkening them. But this time I'm using the shadow range on the burn tool. I'm not using highlights because I want to preserve those highlights. While at the same time adding enough contrast so it looks like a realistic leg, or you know, her skin texture is like cracked and like fragmented. So at this point I'm pretty happy with it. You'll see me do a few touch-ups here and there in certain spots just to kind of blend it. Here I go. I'm still partitioning certain areas, adding a few highlights here and there. I'm getting very close to the basis. So I'm expanding the canvas because I noticed her hand looks totally different on that side. So I decided to create one from scratch again, like I did the other hand. And at first I get the pose all wrong. I tried to add some dark lines to kind of see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to tell when everything's one base color. So as you can see, I'm trying to imitate the thumb and each finger, you know, 4 fingers, and I don't like it. So I'm gonna, you know, you'll see me doing highlights, but you're gonna see me delete it and start over again. It's like I mentioned earlier, you know, you sometimes you have to go through a few iterations before you get the correct end result. Oh man, this music is so fucking dope. I actually grabbed it from the Mortal Kombat X soundtrack. This is apparently the VORAH's theme song. Um, it was created by a certain artist. What was his name? I forget what his name was. I'll think of it right now. I want to give credit to this guy. Alright. VORAH's theme. Mortal Kombat X. Yeah, Stattronica. Please support him. SoundCloud.com/Stattronica. It's spelled STATRONIKA. Stattronica. So yeah, those theme songs are awesome. Back to the matter at hand. So I'm working on her left hand, as you can see. Stage left for you playwrights out there. So I'm working on the finger, just trying to get it a little more close together. And then you'll see me add some shadows here and there. And I desaturated it, and then I added some more contrast with the burn tool. And at this point, I'm sort of satisfied with how it came out, even though, well, at the time I was satisfied with it, but now looking at it, I realized I could have done that a whole lot better. You know, after a certain time passes by, you kind of lose interest and want to do something else. At least for me, that's how my brain is. So as you can see, I'm adding some hard pixels here and there, just to kind of add like bumps and like certain texture to her skin. And I was pretty impressed with how that one came out. So yeah, it's going pretty well so far. And at this point, you can see me adding some blending to her side of her torso. And at this point, I'm interested in getting the hood to the right shape, so you'll see me add a lot more pixels to it, and then also subtract some pixels as well, because she doesn't have like a perfectly covered like ankle and forearm area, and there's holes in her hoodie as well. So you're gonna see me subtract some sprites from those respective areas, and using MortalKombatWarehouse.com as a reference. So this is the end of part 1. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like it and share it, and be sure to stay tuned for part 2. What did I say that for? Yeah, I'm obviously new to videos. Alright, see you in part 2.